Hey, it's ZeNai running for state auditor here with your weekly summary rundown. Um, it was actually a pretty busy week, not too crazy yet. Trying to think, not a lot of events actually, so that's good. I did do a podcast or a radio interview on Wednesday with Melissa Moorhead Moore out of Evansville. That aired on Saturday. So if you are interested in that, I'll be getting the link soon and post it on the website. So that was great. Just kind of talking about myself. Um, Not a lot about the campaign specifically, but just the importance of advocacy and using your voice. Also talked a little bit about my book and just my career so far. So that was a great opportunity. Met some good people. So still, laying the foundation for the campaign. I just got back in from a event hosted by Better Indiana. It was actually healthcare professionals for a Better Indiana. So a couple panelists, Caitlin Bernard, it's Dr. Katie McCall, Senator J.D. Ford, Prosecutor Ryan Mears, and hosted by a number of other doctors, really for to have a discussion on the new abortion ban for Indiana and what that means. Um, Better Indiana is an organization, it's a PAC that supports candidates that advocate for a better Indiana, especially now when it comes to healthcare and improving the rights of Hoosiers. And I'm looking down at the flyer that we had, so you can see here a list of all the people that were there and represented. Got to see my running mates, Jessica and Destiny there, and a couple other folks that are running locally. So it was a good turnout. It was a packed house. Um, so really just grateful to continue to be invited to events like this, but I'm also grateful that organizations like Better Indiana are educating people on what's happening politically, because it does affect how we live in our everyday lives. And that's really one thing that I'm trying to get people to understand, whether you consider yourself to be political or not. Where we are today is a result of how engaged people have been or have not been. And the way we see the supermajority here in Indiana um, is just evidence of how people have not really been engaged with their votes. One of the stats that was quoted tonight was that I think they said Indiana is voted 57% Re- Republican or for Donald Trump in the last election, but the legislator is like 70 some percent Republican. So there's a disconnect if you think about like redlining or redistricting, gerrymandering, how, votes and lines are being drawn just for the benefit of one party. We've got this abortion ban, rolling back people's rights. You have people that are in power that are not representing the people that they serve. That is all a result of us basically not being engaged. Not enough people being engaged and not voting. We had Indiana, I think, ranked, it's a 43rd or 47, either way, in the 40s out of 50 states in voter turnout. That's bad. So if we get everybody out to vote, we can really turn the tide on who's in power. And at the end of the day, it's not always about like who's in power, but are there people in there really representing the people's best interests? Unfortunately, the people in power right now are not doing that. And so we've got to get people in that are not afraid to use their voice to stand up on behalf of communities that we are supposed to be serving. So you can go and watch, last week's video, my kind of rant about or my stance on this abortion ban. But there's more things that are coming down the pipeline that we really need to pay attention to, and really want you guys to go look up and see what Kansas did with their referendum, and were able to get out enough votes to kind of, turn the ship around. We could do that with our votes in November. I really want us to look at, what Stacey Abrams did in Georgia in order to re-engage a population of voters and to get really close to righting the ship down there. So I just want to encourage you that it's not over in Indiana. We just have to get people out to vote. Like, it's as simple as that. We have to get all communities back out and engaged. And that's really what I'm going to be doing. This week I have events every day this week. I've got a fundraiser on Monday. I've got a fundraiser on Tuesday. I'm going to support my friend Senator Griffin in Northwest Indiana for his fundraiser, announcing his kind of re-election campaign. And then I'm heading down to French Lick for a Democratic convention or conference, which I'm really excited about. I think I'll, get to meet some people from all across the state. So if you're coming, shoot me a note. Definitely looking forward to meet people, meeting some of our young Democrats, some of our college Democrats, some of our folks that have been doing it, a long time. I'm excited to meet people who are willing to speak on my behalf in their communities. We'll be taking materials for folks to pick up and take back to their community. So there's also going to be a couple of workshops happening. So just kind of learning and hearing more from the party on, what we can do to re-engage people and how we can do that in different markets, in the cities, the major cities, in some of our rural areas, some of our farm countries. So I'm really excited to get down there. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I'll come back, I think, and then the Indiana State Fair ends next week. So I'll be going to the state fair on Sunday. Me and my husband usually go on the last day anyway, because they have like a big gospel fest, and I think I might be on stage a little bit talking about voting and the importance of that. And then here for a couple days, and then back down to Southern Indiana. We're having a fundraiser in Evansville and a couple events down there. So we're about to be humping across the state. So I'm really excited about this. I think my one ask, now for this video is really, if you can donate, every little bit counts. When I talk about traveling, we need gas money. We need money for a hotel here and there. I need money to print, things like this that we can give out to people. I did do a commercial ad this week. So if anybody wants to help sponsor that, it's not cheap. So definitely still hitting the ground a lot for raising money. So if you want to donate, set up a recurring donation, $50 a week, $25 a week, $1,000, whatever it is, every little bit helps. Any of your networks, if you want to host something at your house where I can come and talk to people about the importance of my race as an auditor, but the importance of just like voting, period, and some of the social issues that are on the ticket, some of the things coming down the pipeline. We already know what's happening with women's productive rights. We've got infrastructure money. We've got President Biden's IRA bill that's, passing now. So a lot of support and a lot of things happening that we really need people paying attention to and voting to get the right people in office that can affect change and kind of implement a lot of these decisions. So that's my recap for the week and my challenge for this upcoming week. If you can volunteer with a campaign, if you can donate to a campaign, any little bit of money and time definitely helps, because we can't be all the places at the same time, but everything that you can do, spreading the word, definitely helps. So thank you for listening. I met a lot of people tonight that I didn't know were following, but thank you all for following, sharing, continue to share, get us some name recognition so we can ride this wave through November. Have a good week.